Hello everyone, welcome to Siddhi Academics. I'm Amrita. I firmly believe that you should keep trying until we get it right. Let's start our trial for today. We have learned a brief recap about integers in our last video. In this video, let's learn about addition and subtraction of integers using number line and even without it, and also the properties associated with addition and subtraction of integers. But if you want to watch all those and learn along with me, then please like, share and subscribe to my channel, Siddhi Academics. Let's understand what we are going to discuss today about integers. We will learn adding and subtracting integers using a number line. First, we will learn adding a positive integer. Then we will learn adding a negative integer. Then subtracting a positive integer and then subtracting a negative integer. So first, let's learn adding a positive integer using a number line. So let's move to the next slide. Here, there are two numbers you can see, 2 plus 6. So 2 gives me my initial position on the number line. So I will always look for 2 on the number line to start from. This is my number where I'll start from. Now, second number here, I'll just erase this circle here, it's too big. The second number 6 here tells me that this number, the number of steps that I need to take. Now, a number of steps that I need to take from where? From the initial position 2. Which direction will I take? Towards right or towards left? This is determined by the integer sign. See, here I am adding to 2 a positive integer 6 plus 6. 6 is a positive integer. This plus is for addition. This plus here stands for addition, not for the positive integer 6. 6 no sign is there in front of 6 means it is plus 6 only. It's a positive integer. So since I am adding a positive integer to the number 2, that means from the position 2 I need to move towards right. I always move towards right whenever I am adding a positive integer. So from 2 I have to take 6 steps towards right. So first step, second step, third step, fourth step, fifth step, and finally 6th step. So I landed up at 8. So 8 should be my answer. Okay. So we'll write 8 here. Now again I'll recap. I'll do a brief recap. 2 tells me, the first number tells me my initial position. Then after the plus sign, the second number tells me the number of steps that I need to take. And since it is a positive integer, 6 is a positive integer, I move towards my right of the number 2 on the number line. So now let's do the second question to understand adding a positive integer using number line a little better. So first number that is given to us is minus 2 here. Minus 2 means my initial position will be minus 2. And from here I will move to 6 steps towards right because I have got a positive integer 6 which is getting added to minus 2. So from minus 2 I move 6 steps to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and finally 6. So I reached number 4. So my answer would be 4. Doesn't matter if the integer initial position is a negative number. So I will start from the negative side, the negative integer side on the number line. Doesn't matter. But what matters to me is that there is a addition happening, and that too with not negative integer but a positive integer. That ensures that I move that many number of steps towards my right. So with this example, I hope I am clear. This here we have taken 2, which is the initial position, a positive integer, and here we have taken minus 2. Okay, and but the number of steps that we always took towards right in both the cases, first case as well as second case. We took 6 number of steps towards our right. Answer differed because of the initial position. Here it was minus 2 and here it was plus 2 on the number line. So I hope I am clear with adding a positive integer. Let's understand how to add a negative integer on number line. Now let's understand how to add a negative integer using number line. First question says 2 plus minus 6. Now where is this initial position for us? The initial position is determined as always by the first number. So we know 2. We have to begin from 2. Now what are we adding with 2? We are adding a negative integer minus 6. Why is there a bracket? The bracket ensures or encloses the negative integer. When there are two different signs, see here, plus is there outside, which is for addition, and inside we have minus 6. Okay, so plus and minus, two different signs. Even if same signs are there, like here it is a minus, this minus stands for subtraction. Suppose the question is not 2 plus minus 6 but 2 minus of minus 6, then also there will be the minus 6 will be kept inside bracket to ensure that this minus 6 is a negative integer. The sign minus here stands for this negative integer and the minus outside stands for subtraction. Okay, so we'll come to that later. Here we have got 2 plus minus 6. As the question suggests, we need to add a negative integer here. Obviously, we are adding minus 6. Now, in such a case, we need to move left, and by how many steps? By 6 steps. Okay. So, we will always move left when we are adding a negative integer. Pay attention to this, write it down somewhere. While adding a positive integer, like in our previous slide, what we did, we moved towards our right. From our initial position, we moved to the right to find our answer. But here, while adding a negative integer, please note very carefully somewhere that we are moving left towards our left on the number line. And by how many steps? The second number tells us the number of steps. So the minus sign determines that we will move left, and the number 6, the value, absolute value 6 tells us that we need to move 6, we need to jump 6 steps. So first jump from 2 towards its left, second jump towards its left, third, fourth, fifth, and then finally sixth. So we have moved 6 steps towards left of number 2 and we reached our answer, which is minus 4. So I'll write minus 4 over here. So this also, if you do by normal method also, normal subtraction that we have done for or addition we have done for integers, method remains the same, answer remains the same. Only method here is something that we need to keep a watch on, write it down somewhere so that we don't get confused. Second question is adding a negative integer, but here also the position here is minus. We are starting from a negative integer minus 2 and we will move towards left. So minus 2 is our initial position and minus 6 determines we move towards our left, and 6, the absolute value 6 determines that we'll take 6 steps towards our left. So minus 2, first step, second, third, fourth, fifth, and finally sixth. So number we reached is minus 8. So answer will be minus 8. So keep this in mind, write it down, adding a positive integer, move towards your right, adding a negative integer, move towards your left. Okay. Now let's understand subtracting a positive integer. Okay. So here there is a positive integer 4 and the minus here in before 4 stands for subtraction. Don't get confused. Don't ever think that this is a negative integer minus 4. No, this is this minus sign here stands for subtraction. Okay, and I'll just erase this part. And like you see here, numbers here towards the right of 0, all these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, they don't have a sign plus exclusively written in front of them, but still they all are positive integers. Similarly, here also this minus here stands for minus 3 is the initial position, okay, on the number line. Minus here stands for subtraction and there is a 4, number 4, positive integer 4. So in such cases, always move to the left from the initial position. Move to the left in the number line. So we start from minus 3 because we have seen this in our previous questions also. Minus 3 is the initial position. Then we move towards our left. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Where did we reach? Minus 7. So answer is minus 7. Even if you have to do addition in normal way without number line, then also you can see that these are two integers with like integers, right? Negative integers. If there is minus minus, I'll just erase this part right here. If there is minus minus, then also we add and then use the minus sign in the answer. And when there is plus plus, both the integers are positive, then also we add and put plus sign. When there are two different signs like minus plus or plus minus, like that, first integer is negative, second integer is positive, second or first integer is positive, vice versa, second integer is negative, then what do? We subtract and we put the value of the sign of the bigger value. If minus integer here is of bigger value, then we will put minus in the answer, or if plus is of bigger value, then we will put plus sign in the answer, or no sign. No sign also means positive integer. Okay, so that differs. Minus or plus depends upon the bigger value in the resultant answer. So here minus 3, minus 4, same sign. So we'll add them like we discussed here. This first condition holds good. We'll add those two integers and get 7, and then both of them have got minus sign. We'll put it in the answer. So let's move to the next question. Subtracting a negative integer. We'll do this. Now let's understand subtracting a negative integer. How to do it? See here, we start from a negative integer minus 3. Our initial position is minus 3, and then we are subtracting minus 4. Okay, always move right when you are subtracting a negative integer. We just saw subtracting a positive integer, move left. While subtracting a negative integer, note it down somewhere, because these things you have to practice again and again, look through again and again, so note it down. Subtracting a positive integer, move to your left. Subtracting a negative integer, always move to your right. So starting from minus 3, you are moving to the right on the number line. And by how many steps? 4 steps. The minus 4, put it inside the bar brackets. I mean, find its absolute value. That is 4. So 4 determines the number of steps taken towards the right of minus 3 on the number line. So here we are here. First step, second step, third step, fourth step. So we reached 1. Okay. So answer of minus 3 minus 4 will be 1. Okay. Now let me erase all this and try to solve this in the normal way. Normal way also, if you try to solve it without the normal way, means without the number line. The question is like this: minus 3 minus of minus 4. Now minus inside the bracket, minus outside the bracket, two same signs means finally when you have removed the bracket, minus minus will give us plus. We have learnt it before also. So minus minus will give us plus 4 it will become. We have learnt in a grade 6 only. So now it is minus 3 plus 4. Minus 3 plus 4 will be subtraction, because two different signs. Different signs means subtraction. 1, and which number has got the bigger value? 4 has got the bigger value. So it will remain positive integer 1. Okay, either I write like this, or I don't write. I say don't mention this plus sign. I just write 1. It means it's a positive integer only. So the answer takes on the positive integer plus 4's sign in its result, right? So same answer also we got using the number line. I hope I'm clear with this method. Now let's solve some other questions without the number line. See here, simple addition here that we have been doing since I think from our beginning years, even before grade 1. 5 plus 8, two same signs. 5 is positive, 8 is positive. We'll simply add them. Same sign means addition. Write it down somewhere. Again, write it down. Plus means add. And the answer that we get will be a positive integer. Minus also means add. And the answer that we'll get will be negative integer. Minus sign we have to put. So here again, 5 and 8, but here it is minus 5 and minus 8. Second question I'm talking about. So here addition, This condition applies. Second condition. So we add it up. 5 plus 8 is 13, and we will put the minus sign because it will be a negative integer, right? Note everything down. Whatever we have learned till now. Now here minus plus, if different signs are there, then, or plus minus, doesn't matter which is first, which is second, doesn't matter. We always need to subtract. Both the cases, either cases, we will subtract. Both the cases will subtract, and then minus or plus depends on the bigger value. Whichever has the bigger value, that sign will come in the resultant answer. Okay. Like here, minus 5 plus 8. So we have to subtract. 8 minus 5 is 3. Now 8 is of bigger value. What is the sign before it? Plus. So answer will be positive integer 3. Now there is a plus sign outside. This stands for addition. Minus sign here inside stands for negative integer minus 8. So two different integers. Positive integer 5, negative integer minus 8. So definitely we will do subtraction. So again answer will be 3. But now what will be the sign for this 3? See, minus 8 is a bigger value. I mean, if you look at the absolute value, which has a bigger absolute value, 5 or 8? Definitely you will say 8 has got bigger absolute value. Now, this 8 had got a sign before we determined its absolute value. What was its sign? Minus. That will come in the answer. So, it will become minus 3. Okay. In terms of bigger value, I mean you just need to look at the absolute value, compare the absolute values. If 8 is bigger, then don't consider the absolute value. Just take the integer sign into the answer. So, minus 8 will transfer the minus sign to the resultant answer 3. So, the answer will become minus 3. Alright. Now, there are some other questions like this. Suppose it is 5 minus of minus 8. Here what we will do? Here we will see that there is a minus sign inside, minus sign outside. Then same signs inside and outside means it will become plus. It will become 5 plus 18. 5 plus 8, not 18. I'm sorry. It will become 13 as usual. Answer will come. Alright. Now again with another bracket here, see in this fourth question we had plus outside, minus inside. We'll do the reverse, minus outside, plus inside the bracket. Okay, in this case also what will happen? Minus and plus, two different signs. So it will become, when we remove the bracket, it will become minus here, and then 8 we will write as it is. Then answer will come like we have found before also. 8 and 5, two different integers, I mean two different signs and signed integers. So we will subtract, will 3, will find the answer 3. Then 8 has got minus sign before it. So this answer, this will come in the answer. It will be minus 3. Okay. So with bracket also, I think we have solved all the questions. How to solve? Here we solve this bracket question, and here also this last one. So with this, we can move on to understand the properties associated with addition and subtraction of integers. Let's do that. This closure property. Now, what does closure property ensure? Closure property ensures that whatever we add or subtract, whatever addition we do, the resultant answer that we derive is always an integer. See, I have written over here, when two integers are added or subtracted, the result thus derived should be always an integer. That is what closure property ensures. Yes, under addition also it holds good, so also as under subtraction. Okay, so means a plus b, if I add, the answer C that I get will always be an integer. Suppose I add minus 1 with add with 7, then what will I get? I will get answer as 6. So 6 is an integer. This will be always the case. I might get a negative integer, I might get 0, or I might get a positive integer, doesn't matter. Whatever I get, but I will at the very end, as a result of this closure property, I'll always get a integer as the resultant answer. Similarly, a minus b also if I do, I will get C as the answer. Suppose here again I do minus 1 and minus 7. What will I get? I'll get minus 8 as the answer. So it is also an integer. So Closure property we understood. When two integers are added or subtracted, the result thus derived is always an integer. This is what closure property tells us. Now let's understand commutative property. Now commutative word, what does it mean? What does the word commutative mean? Commutative means something that involves exchange. See, first suppose there are two integers a and b. Okay. Now, if I write a plus b first, okay, a in the beginning and b at the end after the plus sign. So, whatever answer I get, suppose I get C, then if I do b plus a also, I will get same answer C. You can try that for yourself. Take two numbers a and b, take two values for a and b. Let a become equal to 7 and b become equal to -2. So, here I'll just erase this and rewrite b, let it become equal to -2. So here let's do according to this. It will be 7 plus of -2. Now we have discussed this previously. Plus minus, plus outside, minus inside means it will become -2. So 7 minus 2 will be 5. Now do the same thing. Write -2 here in the beginning, -2 first, and then plus 7 also here. No change in the answer. You will get 5 as the answer. So you got the same integer as the answer. That means a plus b is equal to b plus a. So for addition, commutative property holds good. Now what about subtraction? Let's see. Let's go with the same value or different values. Okay, here we need to change the sign here. Wrong sign has been given. We'll just change it here. Not subtraction, here sign should be minus. A minus b is not equal to b minus a, right? Now let's take the same value of 7 and b equal to a equal to 7, b equal to -2. Now let's do a minus b. If you do a minus b, what it will become? It will become 7 minus of -2, right? So 7 minus of -2, what it will be? It will be equal to plus 2, right? So 7 plus 2. So 7 plus 2 is 9. Now we know a minus b is equal to 9. Let's do the reverse, b minus a. What is the value of b here? By b's value is -2. Then minus sign for subtraction, and then a value given here is 7. So I put the value 7 here. Now same sign. So we will add -2 -7, same sign means we add. So it will become 9. And both have minus sign means, and the answer also it will come as -9. But is 9 equal to -9? No, one is a positive integer and there's a negative integer. It's not equal to. Therefore, a minus b is not equal to b minus a. Okay. So this we will put here. It's not equal to b minus a. Means commutative property holds good for addition but not for subtraction. Okay. So let's understand. Next that we have is associative property. Now what does the word association means? Association means relation, trying to find relation. It involves grouping. See here, a plus b is within the bracket parenthesis. According to PEMDAS, we will solve this first and then add it up with c. Okay. Similarly, here what we will do, ulta, the reverse is done here. B plus c is within the parenthesis means we will solve this first and then we will add it with a. Result whatever we get will be the same. Let's try. A let's take equal to 5. B let's take equal to -3. I'm just taking random number. C equal to 1. So left hand side we will solve first. 5 plus -3 and then within a big parenthesis plus 1 plus c will stay outside. Now what it will become? 5 minus 3 plus 1. So if you solve this, it will become 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, so we found this side answer is 3. A plus b plus c. Now let's do this side. A plus b plus c ulta with b plus c inside bracket. So here it will be again 5 plus -3 plus 1. So here 5 plus, what will be the value of minus 3 plus 1? Minus 2. Now next step, plus and minus, plus outside, minus inside means it will become 5 minus 2. So it will be again 3. So 3 is equal to 3. Both the sides are same. So I'll just erase this part, these lines over here. So what we understood, that for addition it's okay, it holds good. But if you try the same thing for subtraction, like a minus b within brackets and then minus c later, and then on the right hand side you do a minus later, but first you complete b minus c and then subtract the value from a, the answer will change. So this associative property holds good for addition but not for subtraction. Please note these points down. These are very important points involving properties of integers. Now let's move to identity property, additive identity property. Now additive identity property means if you add any integer with 0, any integer, let it be a positive integer, or you take a's value to be 0, or you take a negative integer, doesn't matter. If you add with 0, what will be the resultant answer? Answer will come as the same thing, 2 here, 0 here, or minus 71. Nothing is going to change. Or you do the reverse. You like this. You write the 0 first. Commutative property. Apply commutative property. 0, bring it to the first. Write 2 later. Same 2 will come as the answer. Means identity doesn't change. The integer's identity doesn't change in the answer. The resultant answer has the same identity as the integer taken in the addition, right? So additive identity here is 0. Okay, a plus 0 or 0 plus a doesn't change the answer. The integer remains the same. This is the additive identity. We'll learn more about integers in our next video. Until that, go through this, note the important points down, and be thorough with the concepts. Let's learn more in our in further videos.